Wow, hello my people. Thanks for subscribing to my channel. Your wish has always been my command. Thanks always. Well, meanwhile, this is another one. Alright, this is another one. This is what may likely happen to the protesters if the protest continues till next week. Alright, no doubt the Nigerian youth have occupied the streets for over a week now, and there seems to be no end to their agitations. Despite the disbandment of the police unit and promise by the federal government to look into their demands and swing into action, the youth are still relentless in their collective moves. The society is gradually becoming hostile to their protest, especially the working class who were made to suffer the implication of the road show. For example, the Lekki Axis of Lagos was shut down on Monday as a result of the crowd of protesters who gathered in front of the toll gate to prevent vehicular movement in and out of the area. According to Afolabi, he says, you people constantly block Lekki toll gate. How do 9 to 5 workers and daily income earners get to our place of work? Your aggregation is becoming selfish and clout driving. All right, that was what one of Nigerian citizens has said so far onto this. Lagosians who were coming from mainland were prevented from accessing the route, while those residing in the area were caught up midway to their offices. The entire axis was completely locked down. Even the presence of the Lagos State Governor, Mr. Babajide Sanwo-Olu, did not change the narrative, as the youth refused to listen to whatever he had to say. This scenario was prevalent across the country, with a near lockdown in protest. Their agitation was basically predicated on an end to sacks and police brutality, and this appears to have been taken care of by the Inspector General of Police and government, but they are asking for more and refuse to leave the streets. But in a society like Nigeria, with a government that frowns at street protest, there is a looming Waterloo for the protesters anytime soon. If they continue the protest by next week, their actions may be declared as threats to the peace and unity of the country. By so doing, the military force will be used against them. Already, the Nigerian army has issued a statement on Wednesday describing the protesters as subversive elements and troublemakers, and asked them to desist from the act, as the army remains committed to defend the country's democracy at all costs. All right. As far as they are concerned, democracy is under threat, and the only solution to that is to shell whoever is putting it under the threat. The army has taken the first leap, and it is a signal to what may likely come in the nearest future against the protesters. For a country like Nigeria and president like Muhammadu Buhari, who detects peaceful protest with passion, Nigerians should expect an unprecedented brutality from the Nigerian army against the youth if this protest should spill over till next week. Meanwhile, there's been a press release which says Nigerian army remains resolute to the peace and stability of the nation. 1. The Nigerian army wishes to reassure law-abiding citizens that it is highly committed to the sustenance of peace, security, and defense of democracy in Nigeria. As a responsible and law-abiding organization, the Nigerian Army reaffirms its unalloyed loyalty and commitment to the President, Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, President Muhammadu Buhari, and the Constitution of the country. 2. The Nigerian Army hereby wants all subversive elements and troublemakers to desist from such acts, as it remains highly committed to defend the country and our democracy at all costs. The Nigerian army is ready to fully support the civil authority in whatever capacity to maintain law and order and deal with any situation decisively. All officers and men are directed never to be distracted by anti-democratic forces and agents of disunity. Sagi Musa, Colonel, Acting Director, Army Public Relations, 14th October 2020. Yeah, that was the note that has been the press release that's been sent so far by the Nigerian army. Well, a lot of people have been of the opinion that the protesters are not scared. They are resolute to take their country back from the politicians and their cohorts. And it is also gathered that it's funny. The military that could not wipe out the armed insurgents in the northern east Nigeria for good 10 years is now talking tough to the unarmed civilians they are constituted to protect and defend. What sort of chivalry is being demonstrated by soldiers in attacking defenseless civilians who are expressing their sufferings as a result of the wrath of the corridors of power? All right, a word is enough for the wise. That is what Femi Ayodeji Oyetoro has said. Let it be continued, and that is what some Nigerians are saying. And Imam Viswise is saying that the army should go and shoot all the protesters if they refuse to leave the street by next week. Abi, what that will be the dumbest thing the dude in Aso Rock you called Buhari would do. The people have been patient but were taken for granted by just few because they were given the opportunity. Let them show their grievance. All right. People should go back home and wait for the result of disbandment, #SARS, so as to allow other Nigerians to go about their businesses. All right. And other Nigerians should be allowed to exercise their rights to movement too. That's what guest has said. A lot of comments keep coming in, and guest has also said on this one that army go and defend the integrity. I am Sambisa against Boko Haram and leave protesters alone. Okay, army is on his own. As far as I'm concerned, I won't be part of those evil soldiers that will kill or brutalize any Nigerian that exercise his or her right. This is peaceful protest. Army has no any business here. Bandits and Boko Haram are killing people like rats in North East and Northern East. The army should go there and exercise their energy. All right. Well, one good thing about Nigerians is that Nigerians will never relent until they meet up with the standard, until they achieve their main objective and the goal. Well, that is it, my people, on this one. The good Lord will help us in this country. Things will be better in no time, and we are sure of that. And that is it. With the way the whole protest is going, things will come for the good of Nigerians. That is it, my people. Meanwhile, let me have more take from you on this one, and remember to subscribe for more updates. Thanks and God bless.